Stephanie was just so excited to meet her friends for a fun party. She grabbed her purse and headed out the door. Goodbye, my angels. Mwah, mwah. All right, now for a great time. Hair looking good, makeup? Wait, what was this? Dog hair everywhere, Stephanie exclaimed in dismay. What was she going to do? Ah, finally, a few hours to relax and read her favorite book. Stephanie headed to a comfy couch and settled in. Well, that was a good read. As she pondered the philosophical meaning presented in her timeless novel, Stephanie got up to go get some food. Little did she know that she was covered in dog hair, utterly unfit to be in public. When would she ever catch a moment to herself free of all this gosh darn hair?
What is a dog owner to do? We need a cleaning tool and fast. Today we are putting the 7 most popular dog hair removal tools to the test. We will see how well these top-ranked products perform on clothing, furniture, dog beds, and car interiors when put to the shedding Big Dog test. Welcome back, Big Dog Mom subscribers. I'm thrilled you are here. If you are new, my name is Stephanie, aka Big Dog Mom, and on my channel I provide information and resources to help you and your big dog live your best life together. Let's begin with a brief overview of how our testing will work and how we will be analyzing the results to determine the best overall dog hair remover product. First, I selected the 7 most popular products on Amazon according to the keywords dog hair removal product. My second criteria was design. As you will see in just a moment, all of the 7 products that I chose have a unique design. From rollers to brushes to rubbery scrapers, these pet hair remover tools all tout their bona fides in terms of removing dog hair from furniture, clothing, and car interiors. For the tests, I chose 4 commonly soiled surfaces where dog hair seems to dominate, at least in my house. Those are dog beds, furniture or upholstery, clothing, we will look at a pair of black pants, and a car interior, so specifically the carpeted area of my Navigator. All 7 of the dog hair remover products that I selected are currently unboxed. We are going to take a look at them in just a minute, but they're unboxed and unused. I don't have any experience using any of them with the exception of the Chom Chom Roller, which we will take a look at in just a minute. I only used the Chom Chom Roller one time in my Big Barker Backseat Barker review video, which I will put linked down in the description below. With that, all of the links to everything we discussed today, including the full blog post to this video, will be linked in the description below. But the Chom Chom Roller is really the only one that I have used before, but all of the rest of the products are currently unboxed, and we will unbox them here in just a moment. Just so to make it fair, I don't have any experience with any of these products. In order of how these products rank on Amazon, the first product we are going to test is the Chom Chom Roller. This product, so you can see it here, this product is marketed as a reusable and sturdy pet hair remover, which doesn't require the use of an adhesive or a battery. According to the company, the rolling action collects the dog hair. You push the button, release it, and then you clean it out. The second product in our lineup is called the Lily Brush Detailer. So hopefully you can see that, but we are going to take that off so that you can see it. This product is marketed for cleaning dog hair from your car, home, and clothing, and is touted to be portable, versatile, and long-lasting, effective at removing stubborn, trapped pet hair with minimal effort. So that's the Lily Brush Detailer. So next, we have a very unique design, a very unique product called the fur-zoff. So that's what that looks like. And this is the fur-zoff pet hair remover. With one of the most creative designs and humorous marketing, the fur-zoff pet hair remover is made of 90% post-consumer recycled materials and is hypoallergenic and odor-free. It is made in the USA, which is a huge plus in my opinion. And like other products in this review, it has nothing that you need to plug in. There's nothing to wear out or replace. So let's go ahead and unbox this one. So just gonna just to feel it. Okay. Well, it's packaged well. So it really feels like a piece of lava stone. You can kind of hear that. So that's what that looks like. So that's the fur-zoff pet hair remover. Okay, so we're going to put all of these to the test in just a minute. Okay, fourth in our lineup is the Brlavi pet hair remover. So that's that. Hopefully you can see it. And so we are going to unbox this one here while I'm talking. So the Brlavi, I hope I'm saying it right. So as you can see, the Brlavi comes with two different size brushes, one that's smaller for travel and one that is larger for your home. And they are double-sided and they are self-cleaning. They're advertised as a fur remover for couches, carpets, linens, pillows, clothing, and car seats. Okay, moving on to number 5. And this one is called the Gobago pet hair remover. So hopefully you can see that. So this one, oh, I like the blue. With a similar design to the lily brush that we talked about before, the Gobago pet hair remover has 4 sides. It's trapezoidal shaped, 4 sides with varying cleaning modes in order to customize your cleaning experience. Made with silicone that is both soft and durable, the Gobago pet hair remover is marketed for cleaning car interiors and home fabrics like upholstery and clothing. So that's the Gobago. Okay, moving on, number 6. So the 6th tool we are going to test out is called the Fur Remover Pet Hair Remover, which is marketed as an all-in-one pet hair remover. So, here, wow, I bet that's loud. Okay, the Fur Remover Duo Lint Brush, so that's what this is called because it's got 2 sides. It says it's designed with a soft, ergonomic, and comfortable handle. Use the thick bristles for grooming, and then use the thin bristles for removing pet hair from your clothing, your furniture, car interiors, etc. So it says it's an ideal brush for pets, clothing, upholstery, carpet, rugs, tabletops, cars, and boats. So as they said, it's an all-in-one. And lastly, we have the most inexpensive and tried and true method for cleaning dog hair off of you, your home, and your car, and that is the Scotch-Brite roller. So these are made by 3M. And really, since these have been on the market forever and they are accessible everywhere you go, I wanted to include it in this review to see how well this sort of tried and true older style compares to the more newer, unique designs. This is marketed for cleaning clothing and furniture, but we will see how well it does in the interior of my car. Okay, so now that we've got everything unboxed, let's move over to one of Junior and Sully's dog beds to perform our first test. Okay, so let's begin our first test on one of Junior and Sully's dog beds. Okay, so hopefully you can see the names of all of the products that we've got here. So this is going to be super quick. All I'm going to do is go ahead and use it in one small section of the dog bed, and so hopefully you'll be able to compare how one performs versus the next. I will be ranking these from 1 to 7. Again, this is the order in which they are the most popular on Amazon, but our order in terms of how we rank them will be totally based on performance. So let's get started.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see how well the Chom Chom Roller does. So remember, it's got the roller, and then it's going to trap the hair in that chamber. So let's see how well this one does. Well, let's try to do it backwards. No, that didn't work. Well, it's definitely cleaning it off, but it's basically pushing it off of the bed. No, that caught some. Well, so that's that one. So let's try the lily brush. Well, it's not hard to use, but again, that's scraping it off. So that's that lily brush. Looks pretty clean where I did that one. So that's the lily brush, that's the Chom Chom Roller. Okay, so this is the unique one, the fur-zoff remover, pet hair remover. Wow, that one. Again, kind of with a scraping motion, is definitely getting down deep into the fabric. Try to get that dog hair out of there. Really dirty. But you can see that one really got it clean with very little effort on my part. So that's the fur-zoff remover. So hopefully you can see it. Can you see it? So let's try the Burlavi. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Again, this was the double-sided with the self-cleaning dispenser thing here. Okay, so this one had the specific instructions that you needed to do it in the direction of the arrow. So hopefully, let's see, probably that way. Okay, so that's this direction, so I'm gonna scrape this way. Here, let's move that out of the way. Okay, here, let's try to get that out, and let's try this thing out. Okay, so you can see how well that worked. Let's give it another brush. This one's definitely not hard to use, but you can see how well that comes pretty clean. Still got some hair on it. Okay, so that's that one, the Burlavi. Now let's try the Gobago. Now this one has the four different sides. So we've got a maximum, minimum, smooth, and medium. So I'm thinking we might just go with medium. So let's see how well this one works. Well, it's pretty easy to do. Kind of similar to the lily brush. Which one did I do? Medium? So that's the medium one. Hopefully, can you see that pretty good? Yeah. Okay. So that's the Gobago. Okay, so let's try the fur remover tool. And so remember, this one is one that we said the coarse bristles are supposed to be used for grooming your dog, and then the fine bristles are for, cleaning dog hair off of fabrics and surfaces. So let's try this one. Well, definitely works and is pretty easy. And then you just clean that with soap and water, I believe the instructions said. So if it gets really dirty. Okay. Can you see that pretty well? Oh, yeah. Okay, now we've got our tried and true Scotch-Brite roll. So let's see how well this works on a highly soiled dog bed. Okay, so as you can see, here, the poor fur remover. It's unfair. Okay. So the Scotch-Brite is already soiled, and if you're familiar with the way this method works, you basically just rip off the tape, but I'm having to use quite a few, and I think we'll just let it go at changing it 3 times here. So that was the Scotch-Brite, which I would say probably in last place with this test here. Good night. That's kind of a mess.
That was a mess, Sally.
Yeah. Okay, so now, what order do we think these are going to be in? I think this one for sure is going to be 7th place. Wouldn't you say, Bud?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say in terms of ease of use, the fur-zoff was the easiest to use and seemed to get the bed the most clean. So I would probably rank this one number 1. Now, I think what I'm going to do is set these in the order so I can remember and then record it after we're done. The Chom Chom Roller didn't perform as well on this bed as I had wanted it to. I would say the Go-Bago and the Lily Brush were quite similar. And then I would say the fur remover tool also performed pretty well as well. So, and then I would say the Burlavi would probably be in 6th place before that one. So I'm going to leave that one here. And really, I would probably rank the Chom Chom Roller. I might do this one 5th, 6th, and then it's between these 3 in terms of 2nd place, 3rd place, and 4th place. So what do you think, Bud? I might try these again. Let's just see. Just to be fair. So that one really does get it pretty clean.
Yeah,
Let me try this one.
I would say that the Burlavi brush would go in 4th.
The Burlavi brush, this one?
No, not that. That's the fur remover.
This is the fur remover. Boy, those are really close. These are all pretty good.
But, Mom, I'm saying that the Burlavi brush, the cleaning mechanism is overrated.
This, yeah, it didn't get fully clean.
Because you have to clean the cleaning mechanism.
Yes, I agree.
That's going to be a pain in the neck.
Yep. I almost think that these 3 are almost tied for 2nd. I really like this ergonomic design. I feel like it was super easy and comfortable in my hands. So I might say this one is 2nd. And let me try this one just one more time. This one I really like too because it's super easy to use and it's very sturdy. So I'd say these 2 ranked number 2 and then that one number 3. I may fumble between these 2 to get a 4th. This one's really good. So I might make that one 3rd, this one 4th.
And then Burlavi.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then Burlavi brush is 5th.
5, 6, 7. Let's move on to how well these products stack up when cleaning furniture. Okay, so let's get started. Let's clean off this chair and see how well these 7 products do. Okay, so let's start with the first product and on their rankings on Amazon, and that is the Chom Chom Roller. So let's see how well this does on upholstery. One thing I will say is it's not doing a great job collecting the hair. It's supposed to go in that chamber. Well, maybe we filled it up here. So let's give her another shot here. All right, so that was the Chom Chom Roller. Okay, so let's try the Lily Brush, and that's this one. Sally, I'm gonna put dog hair on you. Okay, so you have to use a fair bit of muscle, but not too bad, and it cleaned that pretty well. So let's try the little stone, the fur remover. This one again, so pretty easy to clean that off. It doesn't really stick on there. And I'm barely using any muscle to clean that. So that is the fur remover, which did a very good job again. Let's do the Burlavi. And we've got it clean. So let's move it the proper way here. Oh, that one. So once it gets dirty, I feel like that's probably the challenge with this one. So let's get that cleaned off and do that again. So that worked pretty well on upholstery. And the cleaning did semi-well. Okay, let's try the Go-Bago. And to be fair, let's use that medium side again. Zoe. Did you get the dog hair on you? So again, super easy to use. takes barely any effort. It's pretty comfortable to clean off and got pretty clean on this fabric. Okay, let's try the fur remover as I'm getting covered in dog hair. Thank you, Sally and Junior. Okay, so let's try this fur remover. So you will have to have a place to dispense of the hair for sure. Okay, so that's how that one did, and I think that one cleaned really well too. Where the fabric is, it got that really pretty good and clean. Should we even try the Scotch remover? The Scotch Brite? The Scotch Brite was an epic fail earlier. Okay, I don't know. The Scotch Brite is just a mess. So I'm thinking we don't even bother with this tape here. Well, okay, I don't know. It's a huge mess. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these in order from the most effective at cleaning furniture or upholstery to the least effective. Okay, so the easiest ones, the Scotch Brite remover or roller is definitely last place again. Sorry 3M, but this was pretty bad. So an easy number seventh place. The Chom Chom Roller 2, I'm gonna say number 6 again because it didn't seem like the hair really went into the chamber. It kind of did, but maybe it was just too much hair for the Chom Chom Roller on this particular fabric. So that leaves us, so we're gonna say Chom Chom is number 6, Scotch Brite is number 7. Now, it's between these. I think an easy number 1 is gonna be fur-zoff. That one definitely was the easiest to use, seemed like it got the cleanest with one swipe. So I'm gonna rank that number 1. And then let's try this Burlavi. That one did really work pretty well on the fabric. It seemed like it did really well on upholstery. It didn't work as well on that dog bed. But so I'm going to say the Burlavi is a pretty close second. But I really like this one too. Actually, I'm probably going to vote. I'm going to say that Gobago is number 2, Burlavi is number 3, and we're going to make Lily Brush number 4. Okay? So that's the order that we are going to rank these in terms of cleaning a couch, a chair, upholstery in your house. So let's see how well these 7 products stack up against one another when it comes to cleaning a car interior. I talked a lot about this in my review for the Big Barker Backseat Barker dog bed. And so in that video, which I will link up above and down below, in that video I talked extensively about my experience in trying to find a cargo liner for my Navigator that would not only be supportive and comfortable for the dogs to lay on, but that would keep the dog hair to a minimum. Right now, the dog hair in this vehicle is pretty obnoxious. So let's see how well these 7 products actually do in cleaning the carpet, the carpeted area of a cargo space in a vehicle. So let's start with the Chom Chom Roller. So let's see how well this one does. Now this one says that it is not designed for carpet. So keep that in mind as you see how well that one did, which it did about as well as I expected it to do. It did collect the hair in that chamber. So, but you can see how well that did. But again, that one is not marketed for use in a car or on carpet. Okay, so let's try the Lily Brush. And this is a detailer that is definitely marketed for use on for car interiors and on carpet. I'm just scooting that away so you guys can see how well this does. Okay, so you can see how well that Lily Brush does. Let's clean a little bit over here. Now it is taking a little bit of muscle. It's not hard, but it is taking quite a few swipes to get that clean. So you can kind of see how well the Lily Brush did there. Now let's try the fur-zoff remover. This one's got a little hair stuck on there. Okay. So, and this one is definitely marketed for carpet. So you can see how well that one did. And again, just like the other 2 times using this, it is not hard to scrape. It's not hard to use. It takes very little effort. But you can see how well that does in cleaning a carpet, the interior of a car. Okay, so that's the fur-zoff, did pretty well, really well. Okay, let's try the Burlavy brush. This one, in that little self-cleaner there, all of the dog hair that we've collected thus far is sitting in there. But let's try this one. Wow. All right, so this, I soiled this so much. There is hair everywhere. Okay, so again, we're going to go in the direction of the arrow. And let's see how well this one does. Wow, that one did surprisingly well in here. Okay, so that's the Burlavy brush. Now let's do the Gobago. And again, we're going to use this medium edge, although I wonder in carpet if I should use something different here. All right, so this one, I might try a different edge here in the carpet. It might just need something different. Let's try, I don't know if we would need smooth. So that was just maximum what I just did there. Let's try smooth. Because smooth would be more like the lily brush. Well, I think the lily brush did a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so that's the Gobago. Let's try the fur remover tool. And again, we're going to use this orange side. Okay, so that's coming pretty clean. Takes quite a few swipes, but it doesn't take a whole lot of muscle. So that's the fur remover. And again, I don't know. Should we even try the Scotch-Brite? Oh, no, it's still terrible. You are worthless, my friend. All right, Scotch-Brite is definitely coming in number 7. So I'm going to say we're going to put the Chom Chom as number 6 here. Scotch-Brite is number 7. And now we need to decide a number 1. Now, I think probably because it surprised me the most, the Burlavy brush, I'm going to say is number 1 because it literally took me 1 swipe and that sucker got that whole stripe pretty well clean. So I'm going to say the Burlavy brush is probably number 1. I think in terms of cleanliness, the fur-zoff came in number 2. I think the Gobago and the lily brush were about the same, with the lily brush being a little bit better. The fur remover tool, I think, took a little bit of muscle. I'm going to try this a little bit again just to see how well that, okay, so that one compared to this one. Yeah, I'm going to say, it takes a little bit of muscle, but it feels like this lily brush got a little bit cleaner than this one. So I'm going to say this one is number 1, fur-zoff is number 2, lily brush is number 3. We're going to make the fur remover tool number 4. Oh, the Gobago didn't perform very well. We are going to say number 5 for that one, number 6 for the Chom Chom Roller, and number 7 for the Scotch-Brite. So let's move on to how well these 7 products do when cleaning clothing. This is probably the one thing that if you are looking for a dog hair remover, you're probably wanting to remove it from your clothing. All right, let's get going. Okay, so just because it's marketed as an all-in-one, I thought I might show you. Come here, Junie. I thought I might show you how well. You don't have to calming signal me. I thought I might show you how well the thick bristles do with actually grooming a dog. Well, you can see Junior is not so sure about this thing. All right, let's try to brush you. Well, so for a short-haired dog, so it kind of comes off. What do you think, June? Huh? I don't know that I would say that it's getting down deep, getting his undercoat, but it's definitely getting the top part of his fur off. There. There. Okay, Junie. Yeah, so that's how well the grooming part of that works. Okay, so let's do our final test, and that is to see how well these 7 dog hair removal products perform when trying to clean clothing. So I am using my favorite black pants that I wear all the time, but that the fabric on these pants is just an absolute magnet for dog hair. It's so frustrating. And I could, see, I've worn them so much I can't even tell you what kind of fabric it is. I'm sure it's like a spandexy / like latex. I'm not sure exactly. They're not all cotton, but nonetheless, it is like these exercise pants are a magnet for dog hair. So let's see how well these 7 products do when it comes to cleaning clothing. So let's try the Chom Chom Roller. And I'm going to make sure that this chamber is cleaned out, although we don't have a lot to clean here. So let's try the Chom Chom Roller on clothing. Well, now that did pretty well. Okay, so there's the Chom Chom Roller.
Well, Mom,
Yeah?
it's supposed to be used where you go.
I don't think so, Lovey. That's making it a little dirtier, actually. But let's see there. Okay. So that worked pretty well, and it collected that hair. So that's the Chom Chom Roller. That one did better than I thought it would do, given how it's performed in these other tests. Okay, so let's try the Lily brush. Now, it's a little hard here with the fabric because, quite honestly, it's not...
Like, if you were wearing this, it'd be really hard to use that tool.
Not really. I think it would actually be pretty easy.
Well, it just doesn't bend around you.
Shh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so that's how well the Lily brush performed. Pretty well. I think that one was pretty good too. None of them have gotten it totally clean. Okay, so that was the Lily brush. Let's do the fur-zoff remover. So now this one, the thing I'm a little afraid of, quite honestly, is that this is so harsh. I don't want to ruin my fabric. So I'm a little afraid to, although it doesn't seem like it's hurting it, but boy, I will be very upset if I'm ruining my fabric. But boy, it's getting it totally clean. It's getting it pretty well clean, huh?
Well, it looks kind of the same as the other ones.
Does it? Yeah, I'm a little afraid about this hurting the fabric. So I would say as a caution, if you're going to use this on clothing, I might be careful with the type of fabric that you use it on. Only because, not that I'm seeing any damage to this fabric, not at all. I know how this kind of fabric is it kind of easily pills kind of stuff. So, okay, so let's do the Burlavi brush. Let's get her good and clean. And now we're going to use it again according to this arrow here. We're going to swipe that way. Let's try this. Let's try to clean and be true. Oop, I'm not going to clean with that one. Okay. So that did okay. Still some hair, but pretty easy to use. Okay, so that was the Burlavi brush.
Clothing's hard.
Huh?
Clothing's hard to use.
Yeah, and this kind of fabric is kind of hard. Okay, so let's do the Gobago. Well, that didn't really... I feel like I'm not doing this product justice because I'm not sure which side to use. So that was the maximum and the medium that I just tried there. So let's try smooth. Maybe smooth is how you do clothing. It's a little better. Here, let's do this. Oh, I don't know. That did not do well. Okay, so that was the Gobago. Let's do the fur remover tool. Ooh. Ooh, that one is pretty good.
Might be number 1.
Yeah, that one did really well. And it's pretty easy to use. I don't feel like it's going to hurt your fabric. It's just these really soft, rubbery bristles. So that one didn't, but you know, that didn't get it totally clean, I will say, but it's not bad. Okay, so let's try, let me get to a clean tape here. Let's try the Scotch-Brite. And this, I will say the Scotch-Brite is the one thing that, like if you're trying to clean clothing, like this is the, using tape or some kind of an adhesive is really the way that I think traditionally we've cleaned clothing from dog hair. At least I have. And you can see that it is definitely effective at getting that fabric clean. But you do have to keep changing this tape.
That's the downside.
So that's a downside of this.
You've already done 3 tapes.
Yeah, but look, like if you see how well that cleaned it. So I will say the Scotch-Brite is probably the best. I'm gonna say, I'm kind of torn here. I will say the clothing, none of them did an amazing job on the clothing. So let's go through the ones that I'm not quite sure of. So I'm gonna say, I hate to make this one number 1, but I will say the Scotch-Brite roller got the pants the most clean. So as you can see, this, it took 3 tapes, but clearly if you want hair completely off of clothing and to not hurt the clothing itself, the fabric, this is probably gonna be one of the best choices. The second best, I'm almost thinking this Burlave brush was pretty good, really, and didn't seem like it was hurting the fabric at all, although it collects the hair on it, so it seems like it's almost magnetizing it and then putting it back on the fabric. I could be a little unfair in that assessment. It's getting it pretty clean, but
And now you have clean pants.
yeah, you might have to just kind of keep cleaning this off when you do fabric. So the Burlave brush, so that's that one. I'm sorry I'm going through this again. I just hate to be unfair with my ranking. I do think this one did a pretty good job as well. So the Go-Bago, it did okay. Let's try this one again. Yeah.
The fur remover tool was pretty good.
Colton. Yeah, the fur remover tool was pretty good. This one, I think I'm gonna rank the fur-zoff a little bit lower. It's just going to depend on your fabric, and so maybe that's what we need to say, because this one did remove the hair, but I just worry about my fabric. So, and the Chom Chom did better this time too. And let's try this Lily brush again. The Lily brush did a great job. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go ahead and rank these, okay? So I think for clothing, I'm going to rank this Scotch-Brite roller as number 1. I'm going to say the fur remover tool might be number 2. I'm going to say the Lily brush was number 3. Boy, this one is tough because, again, it worked one of the best, but I just worry about fabric. So I might make this one number 4. So let's see, this is 1, 2, 3. We'll make that one 4. Although this Burlave brush, this one it just made the hair kind of go everywhere. So I'm gonna say this one is probably number 5. And then the Go-Bago, number 6. That can't be right. Chom Chom, I thought did a pretty good job. Let me just try this again. No, all right. So let's just try Chom Chom versus this. Yeah, I would say this one definitely before Chom Chom. I might make that one up a little bit further. I may say that one's number 4. So I'm going to say number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, and 7. Okay, now that the testing is complete, let's move on and go through the tabulation of the results. In order to determine the best overall dog hair remover, I am doing what's called a weighted analysis. And all that means is that we are weighting certain surfaces that we tested today a little heavier than other surfaces. And this determination is purely based on my own experience as a large and giant breed dog owner. getting dog hair off of clothing for me is much more significant of an issue than is getting dog hair off of a dog bed, for example. So for that reason, I'm giving the weighting of 10 for clothing, 7 for the car interior, 4 for furniture, and a 1 for the dog beds. So everything that we tested will have some weight depending upon where the product ranked, but not if a product ranked very high for dog bed but low for clothing, then that significantly affected where they fell in the overall result. With that background, let's see how each of the products performed in our tests. Okay, so here are the results. Let's start with our third place winner, and that is the Lily Brush. The Lily Brush came in third place. Got it upside down. The Lily Brush came in third place, and I feel like, so it came, when I look at the results, about halfway in between our second place winner and our fourth place winner. So it's a pretty solid third place here for the Lily Brush. I felt like using it, it's very solid, very sturdy, very easy, fits perfectly in my hand, would be something simple to keep in your purse if you're a woman. I feel like the size is perfect. I loved how it has curved edges and then these pointed edges, which are really nice to kind of get into corners and crevices. The black part there where you're scraping the hair up, it did a really good job getting the embedded hair out. So while the test that you saw, it was a lot of hair, if you didn't have that much but you just had embedded hair, I feel like the Lily Brush would be a pretty solid choice, and I think you'd be happy with it. Okay, so number 2, our second choice winner was the fur remover. This one was not that far behind our first place winner. So this one actually, I think, surprised me. I didn't expect something that claimed to be an all-in-one to be as good as it was on most of the surfaces that we tested it on. Now, it didn't rank number 1, but it was a solid choice. And quite frankly, to have one brush that can groom the dogs and clean most of your surfaces fairly well, this is a really good choice. Solid in my hand, it doesn't bend, there's no pieces or parts to come apart. So number 2 choice was the fur remover. Coming in number 1 as the best overall dog hair remover was the fur-zoff. I did not expect this to perform as well as it did on all of the surfaces. This little guy was ranked 1 or 2 in every one of the tests that we conducted, and while clothing it wasn't ranked as high, that was not because it didn't perform. It performed probably, well, second to probably the Scotch-Brite for that matter, but on clothing, it was just my hesitancy around the fabric itself that I chose. So for that reason, I would just still say a very comfortable number 1 choice, best all-around dog hair remover. I can't recommend this little thing enough. After I finished all of the tests, I actually went and cleaned the entire interior of my Navigator. And it was because this thing was so easy to use and it was so effective that the black carpet throughout my car, it looks perfect. I am just as excited as you are to see the results of this review, and I hope the information shared has been incredibly helpful for you as you look for just the right dog hair remover for you and your family. So whether you have a Mastiff or a Newfoundland, nearly all big dogs shed. It really is one of the great consistencies of big dog ownership. It's one of the things that connects us all in our experience as big dog owners. So with that said, I greatly hope that you got the answer that you came for today. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing to this channel if you haven't done so already, and make sure to turn those notifications on so you don't miss any late-breaking big dog news. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye for now.